Have an amazing woman today with me. We're going to be talking about. Get ready. I'm not going to say anything. Just going to bring Lauren in to this live and we're going to go from there. Oi, Anne. Mua. E um dia a gente vai fazer um live tocando música, cantando. Welcome, 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 everyone. Hi.
Hi,
Lauren.
can you hear me?
I can. Can you
Okay,
hear
great.
me?
I can, yeah. This is so exciting. I've never done like something like this before, so I'm really excited about
Oh,
this.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I've got so many things to ask you because I've seen your profile, your bio, and you're so powerful. So I'm sure this live is going to be very, very powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining me.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you for having me. This is awesome.
Awesome, awesome. So let's start. Let's say I would like you to introduce yourself. Who is Lauren? I'm not sure if I say your surname right, but let's try. Lauren
Schwartz.
Swart. Swartz.
Schwartz, yeah.
You can imagine. I've been here like trying to like training myself. Swartz. No. But there we go. Swartz.
Yes, yeah, Lauren
Yeah.
Schwartz.
Oh, right. Oh, he's kind of German. I don't know. He's something there, but I don't know. Tell me you. What is
Yeah.
who is
Yes.
Lauren Schwartz?
Yeah, so my name is Lauren Schwartz, and I am the owner of the Loft 325. And we are just a small company in Orange County, and we focus on all performance creative. So you're for paid socials. So anything for TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, anything that has to do with the creative side of things, we work on. So we execute on ad creatives for our clients. We do creative strategy for them, help with copy, anything that we can really do to help your ads really stand out. So that's essentially what we do.
Wow, that's interesting. Very like I call this magic from the universe because I really want to know what is how to do the ads on Facebook and everything. And I'm like, and I think you are the right person to be here and answer all these questions because it's such a hard job. I think
Yeah.
it's really hard. You need to really play well to be able to be successful doing
Yeah.
ads, understand everything behind the scenes because it's very easy for me to go there and just create an ads from it's very easy, but then it's some things behind that I don't know and that ad doesn't work because I've tried. It doesn't work. So something is there that Lauren, you can help us here, right?
Yeah. Hopefully. I hope
So,
so.
and you've been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah, so I've been working in e-commerce for the last like 15 years. So I actually first started working doing landing pages and email marketing. And I just, I really fell in love with just figuring out people's shopping behaviors. I think it's very interesting. And, everything has evolved so much in the last 15 years that, paid social was really something that, I kind of fell into really. I started working in an agency and just really like loved everything about paid social. I think it's so fascinating, again, like figuring out people's shopping behaviors and like how you can really help like grab someone's attention. I think is so interesting. So I love it. It's been such a fun journey,
Right.
but it's been a long journey for sure.
Yeah. So and when it comes to you just mentioned e-commerce, you really enjoy this, but what for our listeners understand when it comes to e-commerce, what exactly is e-commerce? To do e-commerce is a shop, right? Online. Is an
Right.
online shopping.
Yeah, so like a product-based, shopping, if yeah, product-based essentially.
And then you adapt that e-commerce so basically to these platforms like where we are right now,
Hmm.
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. So basically I'm here asking. So you're going to create an e-commerce outside these platforms, and then you can sell, you can promote this e-commerce inside these platforms.
Yeah, so when you're going through your feed and you see those kind of sponsored posts, those are essentially what I work on. So like anything that has to do with sponsored posts, like from someone trying to either whether it be user generated content, so someone actually talking to the camera and telling you about a product, or any sort of like static imagery, or even just some sort of GIF where it's showing you some sort of product. Like those are really what we focus on, and really helping our customers and our clients really just get in front of pretty much anyone to really promote and sell their products. So like I said, I work mostly with product based, mostly like Shopify accounts, to
Mm.
really help kind of to get their product out in front of new users.
Yes, because I know, I do, like I probably already, but I'm one of the co-founders of Women Flix.
Mhm.
We've been, and we run courses online, and the only place we've been trying to add our courses is Facebook, because on Facebook we can create our store and then
Mhm.
connect with it Instagram. But for some reason, some of the, I don't know if it's the price, if it's the content that we write on, they block they just don't accept our courses. Certain things
Oh,
they don't accept. It's very strange. I need some help on this to make sure, like, what is happening. Is the photo is not the photo, but it's something related with the content that we write there,
yeah.
related with the course. But it's very weird because some of them, they are all basically the same, self help, self development,
Mhm.
business, mindset coaching. Is all this based on these things that we do as a Women Flix? But then I don't know, for some reason Facebook just doesn't allow us to go and make the shop alive on our pages on Instagram.
Hmm.
What? Yeah, it's very strange. Should I
Um,
go to Shopify and create one?
I mean, you could, but I would be honestly be interested to see just what kind of the content you're posting. There's so many different like rules and regulations on Facebook, and
Yeah.
it could be some minor thing and then they'll shut it down. I don't claim to know everything about Facebook because it's such a, it's like the wild, wild west of,
Diverse.
yeah,
It's so many
like
things
there's
inside.
I mean, I've had accounts live for, years and then all of a sudden it randomly gets shut down. So again, I don't,
Yeah.
I never know what Facebook is gonna change, that day, but it does happen. So, yeah, I'd
Because
just be
because
interested to see what they, are blocking really.
yeah, because you just mentioned Shopify and you said you work a lot with Shopify, and that business that you work with, they are on Shopify and they are selling on Instagram, correct?
Yes, yes.
So that means I can do that as well, because we are stuck on Facebook because I don't know why. They never explain why. They just say your store, your article or your item is not acceptable by rules. And there is no bad words. There is nothing. I can't understand. And it's not one. It's like five or six or seven. I don't know. I don't know now. But it's very strange.
Hmm. Yeah, I would, like I said, I'd be interested to see what it is because, again, it could be something so minor, but if it's like within some parameters of Facebook, then they will shut it down. But again, I never know. I never know what's going to
Lauren,
happen.
it's been done. It's been more than a year that is like that. It never goes, never change. Sometimes I go there, I keep working, I'm trying to change, but it's still going. No restricted, no allowed. Yeah, I'm like, really? But anyway, because that's another part of our business that needs to be boost, because I can't understand that. But that's why I said, wow, I'm so excited to have Lauren. She's going to help me out. She's going to explain to me these kind of things, maybe. And, but tell me, and, but thank you so much. And I will get in touch and then we can maybe arrange a call and you can just have a look on our store
Yeah, for
online.
sure.
maybe it's a click. Yeah, I don't know what is there. There we
Yeah.
go. Facebook is we dive so many things inside that I get lost. I tend to get lost. It's too much. But coming back to Facebook, why is it is worth it to create ads on Facebook?
Yes. Yeah. So again, like the way that, I work with most of my clients, so I'll back up here. So ever since obviously the new update, the iOS 14 and now iOS 15 update, there's been a lot of things that have happened with, the Facebook platform.
Mm-hmm.
And we've actually, I've been telling a lot of my clients to kind of like diversify their platforms. Before, like you could go onto Facebook and, you were able to have creatives out there that like really you could kind of throw anything out there and, something would catch. But now with the updates and the privacy policy and people opting out, it's really important right now for clients to have a better creative strategy, to really help figure out, who their audiences are, you should really start targeting,
Yeah.
and really making your creatives more impactful. And with that, really just focusing on that sort of mentality and that strategy. And then also like trying to step into some other platforms. Like a lot of my clients right now are really diving into TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. And so I think those are kind of good platforms to start testing. Maybe it's not a huge budget, but at least it's something to, once Facebook starts figuring out what is happening on their end, then at least it's something where you can start getting your
Okay.
ads in front of people. So we've been really diversifying the platforms a lot and helping people really, figure out a better strategy for each platform because each one is so different that
Yeah.
you have to make sure that you are making creatives specifically for each platform. So really just, I've been doing a ton of creative strategy lately, just really like diving into clients' accounts and, seeing like, okay, well, what's worked before? So how do we really like refine our angles and how do we really like refine, the audiences we're testing. So it's definitely been a big change, but I love it. I think it's so interesting to figure out, and test different things like how are we going to get people to actually click on the ad. So it's been a lot of fun, but it's definitely been a challenge this last year, I would say.
Yes, because it's so many. I think the more time go, like right now we're living on times that everyone goes on every platform.
Hmm.
Every brand use the most important platforms for themselves. They actually is very important because you mentioned TikTok, but if he, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna you tell me, but in my point of view, I think like not every company or every type of business is good for TikTok. What do you think?
Yeah, you'd actually be surprised. I think, I have a couple clients testing on Facebook right now. I'm sorry, on TikTok
Okay.
right now, and they are definitely geared more for an older audience, but there are a lot
Mm,
of older people on TikTok. They may not be, you know, like doing the TikToks, but
so
they are
watching.
looking at it. Yeah. So I mean, I think it's something that is worth testing. And I never, I always tell my clients like it's worth a test. Like if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work and we tried. But, again, with Facebook being so all over the place right now, I definitely think it's something to at least try. And, there's such buying power on TikTok as well. I mean, even the younger generation, like they
Yeah.
still have buying power, so it's something that whether it's being served to an older audience or a younger audience, I mean, eventually like someone is going to purchase. So I
Yeah.
think you would be surprised of who could actually be on there.
Interesting. It's very interesting. And when it comes to Instagram, because we've been talking TikTok, Facebook, but Instagram creating because they are both connected, right? Facebook and
Hmm.
Instagram. But
Yeah.
creating an ad that only goes out on Instagram is also a good thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can really have, with the whole launch of Reels and Stories and, Instagram saying that it's like now a video platform. Again, it's one of those things where you should always test it. And so many people are on Instagram. So again, it's just another way for people to get their product, in someone's, feed. But the way that, I like to look at Instagram and TikTok is that with Instagram, it's more, creatives are more effective if they look native to the feed. And what I mean is that it looks like someone just created a story or, just created a story on their Instagram and posted
Yeah.
it. So, things that just look super native to the feed, I think those convert a lot better than like a fully developed ad because it looks, more organic and it looks like someone's just, sharing something with you. So I, personally think with Instagram and that strategy is definitely making things more organic feeling.
That's really good. Thank you. That's really good. And one thing that I've been seeing a lot lately on Instagram, because I'm not, we use as a women Flix, we use TikTok, but
Mhm.
we getting more now, more alive there. But on Instagram, I lately on my feed, example, I've been seeing a lot of girls bringing up their ads on video,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
It's quite
Yeah.
interesting because it's a lot of them. It's not before was just like nice pictures or would you like to join my webinar or would you like to pay for my course, but now the girl sits down, really nice view, really nice video, and they talk about it, join us, blah blah blah, and I'm like, why so many video now? Hmm. And I see the views is unbelievable numbers. It's like
Yeah.
the video is
Yeah.
something that is really good to do.
Yeah, like I said, Instagram posted or they came out a month ago, I think, really saying that they're really pushing their platform to be more of a video platform. And so I think a lot of people are just jumping on that and, taking advantage of it. But I mean, there are still a lot of people that look in the feed as well, but video is
Hmm.
definitely obviously dominating. And I think it's just because they have, Instagram now has to keep up with TikTok because so many people
Yeah.
go onto TikTok and watch all of those videos. And it's just an easy platform to scroll up and you can get stuck on there for hours. So I think they're just trying to make sure that they're,
Yeah.
staying consistent and relevant with their competitor. So I think that's why they kind of made the
Ah,
switch.
oh, okay. And when it comes to the work you do, Lauren, sorry, I make you talk a lot, right?
Oh
But
no, that's okay.
I'm just asking a lot of stuff. I said to you, I've got loads of stuff to ask. When it comes to your job, let's say you're gonna help a business to create ads for a specific platform, no matter which one. But do you help them with the script? How that works?
Yeah, so when I, first get a client, my main thing to do initially is really just dive into the brand. Like I need to know everything about the brand. I need to know the history of the brand and how you have been really kind of getting yourself out there in paid social because knowing all of the information in the background is really going to help me kind of, help figure out how we can scale your account. And so as we kind of like go through this process of working through things, figuring everything out, one of the biggest things that I do with my clients is that if once we start, getting all of this kind of written out and figured out, helping them figure out like, what are their like barriers and motivators, like everything for the shopping, like everything that we can figure out for their business. When
Mhm.
we start looking for content and people to help with user generated content, the biggest thing I do is write a script for those people.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I think for, a lot of creators, they're not in the brand as much as we are. Like they don't know the business. All they're doing is just getting the product and talking about it. And so there are a lot of key points that they need to hit on, as far as like value props. And so I really kind of help just, give them kind of these like bullet pointed scripts so that as they're reading it, they can like, still have their personality come through, still make it, authentic feeling. But really just talking about like all the reasons why you should purchase this product and how it's really going to benefit your life. And I think
Yeah.
making it just look very genuine is what really helps. So like I always tell my clients, like making sure that you're scripting out any sort of content that you want back. Like that's super important because I can't tell you how many times I've gotten content back from clients and I'm like I can't use this. Like this is horrible. So, like
Oh,
that's
wow.
making it very clear for them. Is so, so helpful. And any business should do it. Like it does not take a lot of time, especially as a business owner. If you know your brand, like you can write a script and make it sound appealing. So,
Mm.
definitely make sure that's what you're doing.
but but there is some like uh specific, like some words or some ways that we should start our talk, right? It's like a call to
Yes.
action thing. If it's in the end or beginning, it's some things, right, that we need
Yes.
to.
So really like for the script of like how I like to break it down, I always break it down in like these different sections of like, this is who the brand is. This is why it's different. And then these are the benefits and the features of the product. And then this is what I want you to do when I'm done. So like the call to action really. And
Right.
with the different sort of like the way that I kind of break it up in the different pieces, like I get content back that I could essentially use for a really long time. And I can take snippets from each one and kind of like reformulate ads. So it's not just like, oh, here's one ad and then we're done. Like I can actually take the content back and piece it up into different ways and like
Oh,
kind of
okay.
manipulate it to make it so that like, okay, I just want to talk about the features and benefits,
Hmm.
or I just want to talk about the brand. Um, and, I really like if there's some sort of like hook that we really want to do where it's like, I need to grab you in the first 3 seconds, like some big feature or benefit of the product, like it's all these different pieces that I could essentially take and repurpose, at least for like a month. I'm allowed, I am able to do that because I can take different snippets and like rework it.
I'm always I had experience on ads with other people. I'm just curious about prices. I don't want you to say your prices, but a good ad needs to be very expensive, like in terms of applying the money to the ad, not to pay to your company. I mean, for the ad alone.
I mean, I work with brands that, they do spend a good amount of money on Facebook and Instagram. But I don't necessarily think like you have to spend like a ridiculous amount of money. I think it's just the way that you position yourself is
Mm.
something that makes that, will get people's attention. Like I do know brands that spend a lot of money on, these platforms and like they don't really get sales. But again, like I think it's the way that you position yourself. I think it's the way that you're talking about your brand. I think it's the creative that you're using. I mean, it's creative is very important. Like obviously I'm going to say it because I am a creative, but it is important because that really is like the first thing you see when you're scrolling through the feed. And so I think as long as you're grabbing someone's attention and making it interesting enough for them to be curious about what the product is, I think, you can definitely get away with it and not have to spend a ridiculous amount of money. That's just my
Yeah.
opinion though.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And when you say, what is the minimum, like you are in California, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
What is the minimum that you would say to apply for the ads, to have some, I don't know, there we go. When we do ads, we don't know if it's going to come up with success, oh sorry, or not.
Yep.
But what is the, like, $500, $1,000, 200, what would you say for someone that says the client comes and say, oh, no, no, Lauren, I don't want to spend more than $100, and you say, okay, sorry, darling, you can't. That's not
Yeah.
enough.
Again, I think for you to make at least some sort of an impact, I would say at least like $5,000
Oh,
for the month. But again, I think
ah,
it's the way that you kind of position yourself.
mm-hmm.
Just because there are so many people on Facebook and Instagram, I think for the value you're going to get, it is something that, like, if you're going to invest in it, I would invest in it. Also,
Oh,
too, a lot of, the CPMs are pretty high right now. So, even a lot of the money that you spend in the budget, like, it is hard to kind of get your ads out there. And if you are spending a really small amount, like, it's going to be really hard to get your ad. I feel like you're going to spend more money just trying to acquire customers.
mm.
But
Because let's imagine these small businesses, small
right,
entrepreneurs that just started. Everyone knows about these ads. Like, you should do ads, you should do ads. But you are small, you don't have that kind of money. How are you going to do
right.
this? How are you going to
See,
scale to get there?
totally. No, I 100% agree. And I think everyone, when they first come in, as a small business, I think their biggest thing is like, oh, I have to do ads. I have to do ads.
Hmm.
But I think one of the biggest things too that people don't realize is you also have to make sure that you have an audience to serve your ads to. So I think making sure
Deal.
that your organic is working really well. Are you getting the engagement on your Instagram? Are you getting engagement through your emails? Your website? Like, there are other ways to get your brand out there without necessarily having to, like, go straight to Facebook. And I think that's what, a lot of companies are like, oh, I have to get on there and I have to do this, but it really, you don't. Like, you can grow organically and
Mm,
still be super effective. And then as you grow organically, then you can start to say, okay, I'm going to
right.
put my money towards, Facebook and Instagram. So I think there's kind of that, like, misconception of, like, I have to get on it right away. But again, if your brand's not really doing anything organically, then, like, who are you even going to serve ads to? You have no one to serve your ads to, an audience. So it doesn't really make sense.
That's really good. Wow. Really great advice for everyone that starts like us as well. Because when we as a Women Flix company, we did try at the beginning, very beginning, but we were not on that point. Like, we growing our brand everywhere we want on specific platforms and so on. But I know what you mean, and I feel the feeling. It's like, yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
growing my brand. People is get to know us, and then when we have enough engagement and everything, when you push something out like with the ad, no matter how much, you will get results.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Yeah. And I mean, also too, like, I think Google is also a really big, like,
yeah.
that's very underestimated as well. And I mean, honestly, if you're not doing anything on Google, then again, you're also doing your brand a disservice, because Google is a huge way to get your brand out there as well. So yeah, there are so many ways to get out there before you even step onto Facebook or Instagram as a platform to advertise.
Fantastic. I'm so glad. Like, we never thought about, like, okay, let's spend all of our money on that. We never thought about, like, actually, but we've been working hard on these platforms, building up awareness and growing our brand through collaborations and other ways, because I always believe on that, and I'm so glad to hear that from you, that with your experience, because I thought, like, maybe she's gonna tell me I need to do what,
No.
but we're not we're not ready. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
But I totally now got it. Thank you so much. That's amazing. That's amazing. And is someone here that is loving our conversation? That more 3992. I don't know. I don't know if he's a woman. I don't know, but he's saying great advice. Organic first. Yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
do I do agree with Lauren. And one more question. Let me see what I'm gonna. You mentioned Google,
Mhm.
and there we go. That is another platform, a good one to create
Yeah.
ads. But for me as well, still very confusing,
Yeah.
because sometimes I get lost there as well, because I don't know, maybe there we go. When you practice and you're training yourself, this is another thing. You are where you are because you got trained, and you are good in what you do, and you from the beginning you said this is amazing, it's fascinating for you, it's it's beautiful. But for me, if I can't say the same. It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's tiring. It's always confusing me.
Yeah. And again too, like like I said, I don't claim to know everything, but I stick within my lane. Like I know design, I understand creative. I don't try to like know everything. Like I know what I know, and I think there's a lot of times too where like, you know, people in our industry, they look at it as like, "Oh, I can give you everything." And it's like, "Okay, well, would you rather have someone who like knows a lot but doesn't like specialize in anything, or do you want someone who specializes in something and like
Yeah.
can really help you?" Like that's kind of how I like to position myself, is that again, like if you want all this other work, great. I know a ton of people I can outsource you to, but as far as like ad creatives, like that is my lane. Like I know that really well. I can help you. I really understand the platforms. So like I understand creative that converts. So I stay within my lane. I don't
That's
try to
really
know
good.
everything.
I love it. I love it. That's really good. That's really good because there is other ways like uh, we working with yourself, because you got all this experience and you know what you're doing in these specific areas. It will help to build that ad in a powerful way, and that's
Exactly.
magic.
Yeah.
Because I do work with marketing as well. I do websites as well and social media branding. But it's sometimes clients, they just come to you expecting like the ad is going to work, or I don't do ads because there we go. I don't understand. Next time someone comes, I will send them to you. But they want like the social media produce sales like this, when
Right.
it's not like that. Who is your brand? What you doing? Why are you doing? We need to know these things first. And
Yeah.
the person or the brand doesn't know these things, and they expecting things from social media that they will bring straight away sales. And that's one of the biggest challenges I've been facing with clients sometimes. And it's really hard sometimes to just build this up when they are want things very quickly. They don't
Yeah.
want to pass through this. They want just to jump to the ad. I say, listen, you're gonna spend money, waste money, and you're gonna waste your time, because your brand is not. First of all, what do we need to be? We need to be on social media. We need to be on the platforms. We need to be creative with good content, with good layouts, with good words, with good hashtags. There's so many things going
Yeah,
on.
exactly. I know. And it's so funny too, because even like dealing with, clients, I get that all the time. Like, well, how come we didn't get this in the first month? And I'm like, okay, hold on a second. Like, you got to figure this out a little bit. It's like, I would love to make $1 million in one click, but like, obviously that doesn't happen. So you have to
You
give it
don't.
time. Like, it takes time. Like, it doesn't instantly happen. So,
Yeah.
and I definitely do have to set that precedence like from the beginning with a lot of my clients, like, okay, like, we're going to do a lot of testing. We are going to try to figure this out. And like, it will take time. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. And so I think like building that expectation has been really helpful. And, it's, yeah, like I do work with a lot of different brands. So I can kind of help figure out what will work faster. But again, like it's a
Yeah.
different brand. So it doesn't necessarily mean it will. What's worked for one doesn't mean it will work for another. So it's just all about testing.
Yes, yes. And get to know the brand, really understands
Yeah.
exactly what level they can go to, or what is the level they are. Because when you are beginning, and if you are in the middle, and if you are already on top, you are big brand, you don't work on the same way.
Right.
You don't boost things in the same way. So it's really interesting. It's a I love this world as well. I love this to just get into with a client and find out exactly where they are, and then from there we find the strategy. I love this kind of thing. Now I'm gonna ask you. I'm just looking to my notes. Formulas. Tell me, maybe two formulas for you. Wait, formulas for creative to give what they want. Okay, if I am a creative person, like, or for a brand to give what they want without ads.
So
Formula.
so what can they do to for brands to like before ads, like a creative.
Yes,
Okay.
like ways of giving to your audience or to your followers what they want without the ads. It's like
Yeah.
my example I have here is talking to your media on and strategy to gather all ideas.
Yeah.
Is I think this is with the business, related with the business.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I work really heavily with all of my the media buyers, you know, because I don't know that side of it as well. Like, I mean, I do know it to enough to do my job, but I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
buyer. Like, I'm not testing everything. I'm not in the ad account all the time. So I rely heavily on my media buyers to really help come up with the strategy. So like
Ah, okay.
I always come to our calls with, okay, this is the creative that I want to do. This is the creative that I want to test. This is what's worked in the past. This is how I'd like to make iterations. And then the media buyer will come back with, okay, this is great. Like, this is the data I've seen. This is, I think we can test this angle. I like this angle. Like, it's very collaborative. And I think, I do know a lot of creatives that don't necessarily work with the media buyers as well, but I am
Mm-hmm.
very heavily like I work really closely with my media buyers because again, they're in the ad account every day. So if I don't work with them and know what's going on, then like how am I going to make my creatives better? Because really like I need that information and I need that like, constant talking to make sure that we're really generating
In the same line.
yeah, like, things that are going to
Work,
work. Like
yeah.
that's how like the strategy is built, really. Like I can't fully rely on myself. Like I need their input as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we work very closely with our media buyers.
That's really good. And what is generating user generated content? What is that?
Yeah, so user generated content, again, I think it could be so many different things. Obviously, someone talking to a camera, giving a testimonial, that's user generated content. But then even showing people like doing unboxing experiences, talking about the product, but not necessarily showing your face. There's, so many things that you can do that's user generated content. And I
Oh,
think
okay.
really what it is just making it where it's not a static image or this like high produced video. It's just more of like an everyday
Natural.
person. Yeah, exactly. Very natural, very organic, of someone talking about your product. So I mean, really, that's how I like to look at user generated content because, again, like, I think people always think, like, oh, I have to be talking to the camera. I have to be, like, telling you everything. But really, like, you could be shooting it, on your iPhone, doing your unboxing, and it's basically the same thing. So,
Mm.
um, I feel like it's a couple different things that you could,
Yeah,
classify.
that's a really good answer. And that is an because this is another thing because we are business owners, we are women entrepreneurs and etc. And I do work with VAs and social media strategists and etc. And one of the things that we always try to implement, okay, I do a podcast, like that's why we are here today, like we get to know each other. But apart from the podcast, every week I bring up my guests on a video, a natural video. I'm outside walking and talking. This week, my guest is going to be is very natural,
Yeah,
but then comes to the point that sometimes I feel, should I do this? It's like just adding subtitles. Just it takes the natural away. I believe
yeah,
sometimes because this is one of the things I've been seeing all the time lately. Everyone that is talking has subtitles. Boom, boom. And I say, sometimes looks like, because there we go, it's no more natural. It's worked. It is treated. It's like you have how are you gonna explain this? Putting this in the simple way, yeah. You have a juice, like you prepare your orange juice. You cut your orange and you squeeze and you make the juice, but then you add sugar, boom, a little bit because it's no more natural.
yeah.
It's no longer natural.
It's
It's
funny,
still
like, yeah, I agree, but then I also disagree because I like a lot of people on social media don't have their sound on all the time. And so always a big proponent of captions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times like when I'm, out doing something and I don't want to have my volume on and like, but I want to know what they're talking about. And so I do enjoy the captions because I think it was actually really smart of Instagram to do that because again, like so many people on their mobile devices, they don't always have their sound on. And so even when I do ads, I always make sure, for Facebook and Instagram to always design for sound off, and make sure that there's captions because again, you're always out and about and you don't want to have your sound on. But then again, TikTok is different because TikTok, a lot of people listen with sound on, so you don't necessarily have to have as many captions. So again, it's just figuring out the platforms
Wow.
and kind of what works. But I do agree. I do love captions.
Lauren, you just helped me because I was like, oh, I think like sometimes I could not have that, but that's such a good thing because every week my VA she needs to add these captions, and I'm thinking it's not any more natural. But there we go. That is such an amazing answer for me because it helps me a lot because now I see that there is people that doesn't want to listen, they just wants to read,
Yep,
and that's
exactly.
another thing, very 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 important. You girl, you know exactly what you're doing. Powerful. like you said like you said. And I promise I'm almost done. But I could stay here talking all day, all night long. I don't know. What time is in California, by the way?
It's 11:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, but here is evening already in London. So, otherwise, I would stay here forever. But I need to go. Instagram doesn't allow this anyway. So let's go. Let's go. So my last kind of question is three creative mistakes you must avoid to get good ROAS. ROAS. What is
Yes.
ROAS? Let's
So
start from there.
yeah, ROAS is a return on ad spend.
Okay.
And again, this has kind of been changing a lot within the platform too, just because with everything that's been happening, a lot of people aren't really looking at their return on ad spend anymore. Like they really need to look at their overall business. So just to answer the question though, again, like I think the three biggest mistakes are again, not having user generated content. It is such a powerful tool and you can use it and it definitely is effective. So I think that that's something that should still be used. Again, not using captions, huge. Like again, like I just mentioned, I always design for sound off for Facebook and Instagram because most people don't have their sound on. So really that's, two of the things. And then really not like grabbing someone's attention within the first 3 seconds or showing the product. There's a lot of times when brands, they have this kind of overproduced video content and it could be someone talking or even if they're kind of going through like I don't know some sort of product, like not product demonstration but just going through like a random part of an ad where like it doesn't show the product. Like the biggest thing you want is you have less than a second to grab someone's attention on these platforms, and if you're not showing that product within the first second, I would even say like 0 second, you're not really gonna like they're gonna just scroll right past you. So I think making sure that you're getting it in front of someone as soon as possible is really effective. And a lot of times people don't think about that and they just want to like have this kind of long drawn out item, and really it's like, okay, what am I telling you about? I'm telling you about this product. So I think those are the three biggest things that really help with creatives when you are thinking about creatives.
Fantastic, Lauren. You smash it. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah, of
so much.
course.
Because there we go. Such a great advice is like tips I took from today. So I'm a new woman, a powerful even more. And I will be back with you because we need to have a look on our Facebook shop. I don't know what's going on there, but I really, really I need some help there. But now I think I'm gonna start to think about this Shopify. something like that, because it's one of the shops that they allowed us on Instagram. I think we can add in Shopify, but this is the end. But before we go, please let everyone knows how or where they can find you apart from Instagram. Of course, this video is going to be uploaded on our YouTube page, and it's going to be on Women Flix Instagram as well. So if you can just tell me how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, again, at the Loft 325 is my handle on everything. And then obviously our website, you know, the loft325.com. If you have any questions, I always love, you know, speaking with new entrepreneurs or anyone and really just, you know, helping. You can definitely slide into my DMs and I will answer any questions that I can. So yeah, feel free to get in touch with me that way.
All right. Are you on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
TikTok?
Yeah.
All these places.
Literally like at the Loft 325. Like that is my handle for everything. So
I will add your tag. I will tag you on the video so people can go straight to you, and also we'll add your links that you provide me on the YouTube video so everyone can get in touch. Thank you
awesome.
so much for this
Yeah, of course.
amazing talk. I really enjoy. I always enjoy. I'm very happy and get to know people that is on the same or even higher. Well, they are powerful, inspirational people like you. And once again, and thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. This was awesome. Thank you so much again for having me.
Yeah, it was your first time, right?
Yeah, it was my first time doing a live. This is fun.
Sometimes you're preparing for the clients and you never have time for yourself. So now is the time. So welcome
Yeah.
to this world. Amazing. So let's do it more.
Yeah, for sure.
Take care, Lauren, and
Bye.
God
Thank you
bless
so
you.
much.
And bye-bye. All the best. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love it. And get to know Lauren, join her or click on her Instagram, talk to her about your business, what is your needs. Make sure you do. Don't be afraid, don't be shy, and let's bring it up your business up. Let's bring it up your business